A sleeping human is the easiest meal on the savanna. No claws, no fangs, no fur worth the name. You're lying flat in the dark, blind, half-deaf, breathing loud enough to hear from 10 feet away. By every rule of the wild, you are exactly what a predator orders off the menu. So here's the problem with that story. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors slept out in the open, in lion country, and the lions mostly left them alone. Not because humans were lucky, because a sleeping human turned out to be one of the worst things on that whole landscape to try to kill. So the real question isn't why predators ignored us. It's what they'd already learned about us, and the answer is stranger, and a lot more menacing than we hid by the fire. Start with what's actually true, because the setup matters. Pound for pound, a human is a soft target. No fur to speak of, skin you can open with a thumbnail, night vision that quits the second the sun goes down, and a top speed a house cat finds adorable. If you were designing prey from scratch, you'd land somewhere close to us. And for a long stretch of our story, that is exactly what we were. There's a skull, a small one, found in South Africa, belonging to a child who died around 2.5 million years ago. We call it the Taung Child. For decades, nobody could agree on what killed it until researchers looked closely at the puncture marks in the eye sockets and matched them to the talons of a large bird of prey, a young hominin snatched by an eagle. That's where we come from, on the menu. Small print at the bottom of it. So the question sharpens. If that's the starting line, how did we get from eagle food to sleeping flat on our backs in lion country and mostly waking up? Something flipped. Let's talk about what. Here's where it gets interesting. A predator is not a monster. It's an accountant. Every hunt is a bet, and the currency is injury, because a lion with a cracked rib doesn't get a sick day. It starves. So predators are ruthless about one thing above all else: easy. A gazelle that runs and then dies quietly is a good bet. A creature that might wake up, scream, and bring 5 furious relatives with sharpened sticks is a terrible one. Even asleep, a human is a bad bet. The body on the ground is attached to a group, and the group has a memory, and the memory has hands. But you want proof in the ground, and we have it. In Wonderwerk Cave in South Africa, scientists found burned bone and ash sitting deep inside the cave-controlled fire, roughly 1 million years ago. Think about what fire does to a night hunter. Big cats hunt with 2 weapons, darkness and ambush. Fire deletes both. It throws a wall of light where there should be none. It smells like danger from far off, and it announces that whatever is sitting behind it is not afraid of the dark anymore. So a sleeping human by a fire isn't a lone soft body. It's a soft body behind a moat that most nocturnal predators simply will not cross. Now it gets genuinely strange, because we didn't just hide behind walls of flame. We fought back, and we fought back from a distance. In 2013, researchers publishing in Nature showed that the human shoulder works like a slingshot. It stores elastic energy in the tendons and releases it, which is why a human can throw a rock fast enough and accurate enough to kill. No other animal on Earth throws like that. A chimp can lob a handful of something unpleasant. We can put a stone through a skull at 20 paces. And up close, we were worse. Neanderthal skeletons carry a very particular pattern of injuries head, neck, upper body that one well-known study compared to the injuries you see on rodeo riders. The reed is blunt. Our cousins were grabbing hold of enormous, dangerous animals and surviving to do it again. And a species that wrestles the megafauna while it's awake is not a relaxing thing to walk up on while it sleeps. And here's the part that might surprise you. The camp was almost never fully asleep. Anthropologists studied the Hadza hunter-gatherers in Tanzania, tracking their sleep across more than 200 hours. In all that time, there were only about 18 minutes when every single adult was asleep at once. 18 minutes. The rest of the night, somebody was up, because people naturally drift onto different clocks, and the older you get, the earlier you wake. That relative who's up at 4 a.m. banging around the kitchen isn't broken. They're running an ancient night shift nobody scheduled. A human camp is a distributed alarm system that never fully powers down. Now the dark part because it's real. And it proves the whole point. Sometimes predators do specialize in us. In 1898, in what's now Kenya, 2 male lions shut down the construction of a railway by hunting the workers, night after night, dragging people out of their tents. When scientists later analyzed the lions' remains, they estimated the pair had killed roughly 35 people. But here's the detail that matters. One of those lions had a shattered canine tooth and a painful abscess deep in its jaw. It physically could not hunt normal prey the normal way. And that's the pattern, again and again. The man-eater is almost always the broken one. It takes a damaged, desperate animal to decide that humans are worth the risk. Healthy predators know better. Which brings us to the thing that reframes all of it. In 2023, biologists ran an experiment across the Greater Kruger in South Africa. At waterholes, they played different sounds to the wildlife and filmed what happened. Lions roaring, dogs barking, gunshots, and ordinary humans just talking calm conversation. The animals, including the lions themselves, were about twice as likely to flee from the sound of a human voice as from a lion. They abandoned the water faster for human speech than for the apex predator of the whole savanna. Read that again. The single most terrifying sound on the African plains isn't a roar. It's us chatting, so flip the question one last time. Predators didn't ignore sleeping humans because they overlooked an easy meal. They avoided us because every instinct they had was screaming that the soft thing on the ground is the most dangerous animal in the area. You weren't prey that got lucky in the dark. You were a sleeping apex predator, and the whole savanna already knew it. And you still carry the wiring. Tonight you'll sleep behind a locked door, under a roof, in a country with no large predators for 1,000 miles. Nothing is coming. And yet you'll still surface at 3 a.m. For no reason, still snap awake at a sound that turns out to be the house settling. Still feel that cold jolt in your chest before your brain even finds the threat. That isn't anxiety failing you. That's a night watch system that kept your ancestors alive for 1,000,000 years, still clocking in, still scanning a darkness that no longer has teeth in it. We tell ourselves the story that early humans were fragile, trembling little things who survived by hiding. But the ground says otherwise. The fire, the thrown stone, the camp that never fully sleeps, the voice that empties a waterhole faster than a roar. You come from the animal that other animals learned to leave alone. So the next time you jolt awake in the dark, heart pounding at nothing, don't be scared of what's out there. Something out there was always more scared of you. You're not the easy meal. You never were. The savanna knew it first.